Before you check your bank account this month, stop for just a second, because something very unusual is happening with Social Security and SSI payments in December. Millions of Americans will receive up to 3 payments this month, and most people still don't know why. Some think it's a bonus, others think it's a mistake, and others haven't even been told by the SSA. In this video, I'm going to break it down clearly. Who actually gets 3 checks? Why the January SSI payment is coming early? What this means for your budget in December? And how the new 2026 COLA increase affects your benefits. If you receive Social Security disability insurance, or supplemental security income, this is one update you absolutely cannot afford to miss. Let's get straight into it. We need to talk about something a little unusual that's coming up with Social Security payments in December 2025. It's a quirk in the schedule, and if you get benefits, you're definitely going to want to hear this. All right, let's just jump right in with a $1 million question, right? Are you really going to get 3 benefit payments in December of 2025? I know it sounds kind of weird, maybe even too good to be true. So let's figure out what's really going on here. And believe it or not, for some of you, the answer is a big yes. But hold on. This isn't some system glitch or a special Christmas bonus from the government. It's actually the system working exactly the way it's supposed to. Let's dig into the specific rule that makes this all happen. Okay, so here we go. A December payment surprise. We're going to look at why an extra payment is showing up this particular year. And really, it all boils down to one single simple rule and just a funny little quirk of the calendar. Okay, here it is. This is the whole reason we are even talking about this. It's called the SSA holiday rule. It's super straightforward. If your payment date happens to fall on a weekend or a federal holiday, they don't make you wait. They just send the payment out on the business day right before. So, how does that rule apply here? Well, take a look at the calendar. January 1st, 2026, that's New Year's Day. Of course, it's a federal holiday, which means all the banks are closed. And that right there is the trigger for this whole situation, especially for folks who get paid on the first of the month. And boom, there's the rule in action. Since January 1st is a holiday, that January SSI payment has to come early. So, what's the business day right before it? Well, that's Wednesday, December 31st, 2025. And just like that, a January payment gets pulled right into the very last day of December. So, now that we know the why, let's look at the when. We're going to walk through the complete payment calendar for December 2025 so you can see exactly how this whole thing plays out for everybody. Okay, take a look at this schedule. The month starts off totally normal. SSI folks, you get your regular December payment on Monday, December 1st. No surprises. Then for everyone on regular Social Security, your payments land on the usual Wednesdays based on your birthday, the 3rd, the 10th, the 17th, and the 24th. But look all the way down at the bottom. That's the one to circle on your calendar. Wednesday, December 31st. That is when that early January 2026 SSI payment is going to hit. All right, this brings us to the really important part. Who actually gets 3 checks? Let's figure out if this special schedule is going to apply to you, because it is definitely not the same for everyone. This breaks it down nice and simple. So, how many payments are you going to get? Well, if you only get Social Security, retirement, survivor benefits, or SSDI, you're just getting your usual 1 payment. No change for you. If you get only SSI, you'll see 2 payments in December. And here's the magic combination. If you receive both SSI and Social Security, you are the folks who will see 3 payments hit your account. So, for all of you in that 3-check group, here's exactly how your month is going to look. First, on December 1st, you get your regular December SSI payment. Then, on December 3rd, you get your regular December Social Security payment. And finally, at the very end of the month, on December 31st, that early January SSI payment shows up. Pretty wild, right? 3 separate deposits in a single month. Now, I really have to stress this next point. It is probably the most important thing in this whole explainer. A quote from the Economic Times puts it perfectly. This shift does not increase benefits. It only changes the timing. This is not extra money. It's not a bonus. It is just your January money arriving a little bit early. Okay, so knowing this is happening is half the battle, right? But now we got to talk about the other half, how to actually budget for it. Because if you're not careful, this could cause some problems come January. Let's make sure we plan ahead. It is so important to get this straight in your head. So let's be crystal clear. What this is an early payment of your January 2026 benefit. What this is not is a bonus, extra money, or some kind of holiday stimulus payment. When that money hits your account on New Year's Eve, that's your January income. It's for January's rent, January's groceries, January's bills. But hey, there is a little piece of good news in all of this. That early payment you get on December 31st, it's actually going to be the very first payment that includes the new 2026 cost of living adjustment, you know, the COLA. So you'll get to see that little bump in your benefits one day ahead of schedule. Okay, now look at this. This number is probably the biggest takeaway for your budget. The number of SSI payments you will receive in the actual month of January 2026 is 0. A big fat 0. Because you got it early, there will be nothing coming in January itself. And that's a huge deal because it creates a really long gap you have to be ready for. So let's talk about how to plan for that. First, just remember that December 31st payment has to last you all of January. So as soon as it comes in, maybe set it aside for your fixed bills in January, your rent, utilities, medications. The key is to treat it like January income, not like a December windfall. If you do that, you'll be prepared for that long stretch until your next SSI payment arrives, which won't be until around February 1st. So it all comes down to this, really. Now that you know the schedule, the big question is, how are you going to plan your budget to make this little calendar quirk work for you, not against you? We really hope this explainer helps you get everything lined up so you can go into the new year feeling confident and prepared. Thanks so much for tuning in. Before we wrap up, let's summarize the most important part of today's update. The extra check arriving on December 31st is not a bonus, and it's not a special increase. It's simply the January 2026 SSI payment being moved early because January 1st is a federal holiday. That means the money is coming earlier than usual, but your February payment will still follow the regular schedule. No delays, no penalties, and no reductions in benefits. If you receive both SSI and Social Security, December may feel like a bigger month financially. But remember, this is an advance, not additional income. So plan your budget carefully, especially heading into the start of the new year. Here's my personal advice. Use this early deposit to take care of essential bills first. Avoid overspending during the holidays. And keep an eye on COLA 2026. The increase may be smaller, but every dollar counts. Now I want to hear from you. Did your December payment arrive early? Did you see the deposit hit your bank already? Comment below. I'm responding to everyone. If you found this video helpful, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next urgent update on Social Security, SSI, SSDI, COLA changes, and payment schedules. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.
Hello there. Are you currently navigating the complexities of retirement, or perhaps rapidly approaching that significant life milestone? The Retiree's Handbook is your dedicated YouTube guide for all retirement and pension news right here in the United States. It's crucial to stay informed about your financial future. We cover understanding pension benefits and maximizing your Social Security, ensuring you have the knowledge you need. Our channel provides actionable financial tips for retirees, helping you confidently make the most of your golden years. Don't miss vital information that impacts your peace of mind. Join our growing community today. Thank you for watching. Your financial security and retirement is incredibly important, and we're here to help you every step. Please subscribe to the Retiree's Handbook channel to never miss our latest updates and valuable insights. Join our community for continuous support, future pension news, and helpful resources to empower your retirement journey.